Hello and welcome to all you Aries people out there. Welcome for your monthly horoscope for February 2016. Already, it's going fast. Well, maybe for some of you it's not going fast enough. Certainly with you Aries people, I have Moon in Aries and I always think things are not going forward too fast. And especially with all the retrogrades that we had in January. Now, there's still some retrogrades going on, but what is happening in February? Actually, it's an in-between month, so it's a lot of important aspects are going on next month or a bit later in the year. And I want to do these videos a bit in a more broader perspective. So if things are going on now, especially with your ruler Mars now, Mars is doing some very interesting things. And I want to see that in a bit of a broader perspective, because then you have the meaning of it and then you have the understanding of why things are going the way in February. So let's get started. Mars is in Scorpio, your ruler. This is very important because that means you feel that, don't you feel that scorpionic energy already in January? You know, this is a bit of a scorpionic setup, I find, with those, you know, the black and the white. I'm doing this because I have a trouble with the lightning. It's too dark here in Belgium around this time of the year, and my lightning is not going well. So, but also those chandlers, or how do you call that? It's very scorpionic-like. Now, you are going to get very scorpionic in, not, a bit like in January, but even more now in February. Why is that? Your ruler is in there, in that sign. And Mars is in Scorpio. Mars is normally in like 6 weeks or 2 months in the same sign. But now it's a bit longer. And so this is again significant to see the whole picture. So you're doing something there with the 8th house, with a lot of effort, with a lot of passion, with a lot of intensity, with a lot of seriousness, with a lot of no bullshit, no nonsense. That's Scorpio. You're digging extremely deep, and that's not your nature, because although you are also ruled by Mars, it's more, you are very extroverted sign, Aries. But now it's the same energy, but it's going introverted. It's more going on a planning, strategic side, you could say. And this energy, in the beginning of March, you will have your ruler in the 9th house. But then it goes back into the 8th around the end of May up until the beginning of August. So this is significant here. This shows that whatever your intention is now, you're going to do adjustments around May up until the beginning of August. And that's good. That it needs to be that way. So I know that you Aries don't like it, you know, to go forwards and then go back again, and they just want to get there, and they want to go fast, you know, in the Lamborghini or whatever, in the sports car anyway, you know, putting the button on the sports, how do you call that, in the Porsche? I don't know, I don't have it, the Porsche. I would love to, but red, why not? But anyways, I'm going on sidetrack here. But the thing is that it's good to go a bit slower now. And especially in the 8th house. What is this all about? It could be on a very mundane level. It's about money. It's about you're wanting a bit more money. Don't we all? That could be very, and money from other people. So maybe money from, there's something going on there that has to do with shared resources, with the one that you're close to, or there's something going on a more psychological level. You want to battle something, and you're going to battle it. And it can be an anxiety, it can be something that you're really scared of doing, but you're going to do it anyway. It can also be very strong desire to get more intimacy into your life, you know, in relationships, not only sexual, but, you know, on a psychological intimacy, emotional intimacy, to be more open towards just one person that you feel very connected towards. All these things are possible, absolutely, but not straight away. As I said, these transits are going on for a long time, and so it shows that you're doing a lot of effort there. Now, Mars is effort, Mars is intention. So with Scorpio, it means you're going very deep of digging what your intention is, and that is good. I know Mars in the 8th house has a reputation of doing things secretly, doing things behind the scene. Use this in a good way. Sometimes it is good to do things privately. For instance, let's say you want another job. So your intention is there that you really deeply, passionately want to change that. That's your kind of transformation. Remember, Mars in the 8th is about transformation. These are general horoscopes, so I can't say it's about your job or it's about this or that, but let's say a job, for instance. Then this is possible that you are going really deep, digging deep what your intention is all about, and then implementing it and applying it. But you need to do that, and you need to strategically plan this, also with Juno there. Juno is an asteroid which also goes into Scorpio in the 8th house, which shows a double whammy of a commitment. So you're going to be super committed with that passion there, but a bit behind the scenes, because maybe if you want to look for another job, you're not going to tell your boss or your colleagues at the job that you are at now, oh, I'm going to look for another job. You better not do that, because it's best to do that a bit behind the scenes, and you see what comes up there. And then when you're ready, you will launch that. When Mars is in Sagittarius, you know, it's more uplifting, it's in the 9th house. Maybe you want to do something more with travel. You want to do something more with publishing, with spreading your ideas, with studying maybe. These are all, now is a good time to think about that. If there is something, everyone has this energy somewhere, but if there is something, and as I said, for you, in general, it has to do with money, or it has to do with your psychological understanding, or your interest in the metaphysical, or your interest in battling an anxiety. You are capable to do so, but if you dig very deep, and if you are patient, and if you are wanting to dig very deep, yes, and if you're calming yourself down and being okay with the fact that you are going to be vulnerable there, but that's the strength. The 8th house is a house of strength, so you need to be like showing your vulnerability at first, and then you can become stronger. It's related to learning, I think, because you've got Mars there in your 9th house the next month. So, and we all know that if we are learning something new, or something that we are picking up again, that there is this vulnerability, because we know that if you're learning something new, whether it is a new language, whether it is learning whatever, to make a website, for instance, that's also 9th house, that there will be a bit of a struggle there. You will fall every now and then, but it's good to fall in order for you to know that it is for you to grow. So that's the kind of energy that's going on with you, Aries, and it's very interesting because it shows that you will grow, because you are going to step backwards in that 8th house, dig a little bit deeper, and again go into the 9th house. So it's all about this intention that you have. It's good to have an intention that is very much in line with the divine, very much in line with your higher mind, with your higher self, because that's Mars in the 9th house. So take your time for there's something new that you're launching there, but it won't show itself fully around the second half of the year. So that's why I'm doing these horoscopes in a bit of a broader perspective, because otherwise you could think I'm doing all the effort here in February and nothing happens. But that's why it has to take its time. Another thing is a lot of energy, and this is a bit lighter, you will like this more, I think, in your 11th house. So there was a lot of activity in your 10th house last month, with a lot of the Mercury retrograde. Maybe you thought about you want another job, or maybe you thought about your social status, you want to make some changes there. But now those planets shift into the 11th house, which is more buoyant, which is in Aquarius, which is good for you because Aquarius and Aries goes very well. It's fire and air. And so especially with the Venus there in the 11th house, as from the 18th, you could relate more to friends. You could fall in love with a friend. You could just have a good time with people who are like-minded. and be more outgoing around that time, and having a bit more fun if you had fun in January. So all in all, it sounds very deep. It is also very deep, but there's also, especially around the second part of the month, there is more buoyancy coming your way. There's also a new beginning in that a new moon in the 8th house. On the 8th, in the 11th house of your aspirations. So you're having some new aspirations there. Around the 8th, watch out. What's coming towards your way, you know, that may give you a new understanding of your goals for the future. So have fun, you Aries people. Use that energy that you have, that passionate energy, to transform yourself on an inner level. And see you next month. Bye bye.